Hi everybody, it's Diane here with Yes, It's a Christmas Project, and it's after Christmas, I know that. This is it's actual wood, shadow box we'll call it. I bought it years ago. It had little wooden Christmas embellishments in it, like a stocking, a tree. Anyway, and for months now, I've been thinking I should do something with the box, make it a little collage thing, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I was putting away Christmas stamps I had received this year, and I just thought, Christmas stamps, maybe that would work. So let's see. Kind of cute. A lot of these are not going to fit. Let's see what would fit, what we have. And then think about this too. I guess it'll kind of depend on that's nice too, on the stamps. What color should she paint it? I could leave it. I was sort of thinking maybe a brown wash to make it look more like a stain. A small one. Let's take that edge off. I don't know if you can hear that. Now, someone is not pounding on my door. It's one of my dogs scratching, and their foot is hitting the floor. And I know that happens in everybody's videos. That's kind of neat. It's Charlie Brown. Can you see that? Dan, why are you always doing stuff that's so little and we can't even see what it is? I don't know. I haven't done anything big for a while, have I? There must be a joke in there somewhere. How small can she be? Oh, it's another 63 there. There's another snowman. I remember those. Those weren't too long ago, were they? Another rocking horse. 15 cents. That must have been a long time ago. Yeah, what are stamps going to be next year? I don't know. Dane's being negative. Oh, this one is neat. Well, alright, let's start eliminating. Well, I guess Charlie isn't really going with the theme here. Those were cool. I thought those were neat. Those are newish. That's pretty. 91, that one says it right on there. But it also has writing on it. Oh, here's one of those by itself. Those are kind of cool. Alright, this one is a tad big. Get it out. Okay. Another one of these. Is it any better? No. Oh, another one. Diane, where'd you get all these? Most of these old ones I bought on, I think it was Etsy. Could have been eBay years ago. That's nice. The ones I bought weren't terribly expensive. This must have been part of that, right? Well, this is nice too, although I don't think it goes. That's nice too. A little big. some of these, as you can tell, I've just saved myself. Okay, well, I'd say there are a few others, but this is probably the cream of the crop. Well, since we have two snowmen, do we want two Santa Clauses? This one is kind of hard to see. Okay. Alright, I would probably put like the snowmen in the corners and then the Santas in the corners. What do you think about a color? I mean, you could do red or green or white, but I don't know. I think because it is wood, I'm leaning towards just like I said, a brown stain. Okay, I'm going to do that. And then as you can see, I would say we need a background paper behind these. And then I don't know if that's actually it. Do we want to add... I've said this before, I don't have a lot of little doodaddy things, but maybe sequins or something like that. Alright, think about all that. Isn't this pretty? And I will stain this and then we'll come back and decide what we're doing. Hang on. Okay, here we are. So that's brown craft paint thinned down with water. Okay. So I did pull a few Christmas scrapbook papers ahead of time, and no, too busy. Don't like that at all. So let's just look for plain papers. Yeah, okay. I don't like the red with that. Do you like the red with that? I don't. Okay. Oh, and you just can't trust that Diane, can you? These are different. Do you notice anything? Well, first of all, I found a better one that the postmark wasn't so dark with that. Just for the heck of it, I looked up the 1991 Christmas stamps. I was just curious, because 3, there has to be more than that, right? And sure enough, it was a 5 or 4. I guess we had 4. It had a 5th one, and I thought, oh shoot, I don't, not a complete set. Oh well. And so as I was putting them away, though, I thought, well, look, yeah, I had the other one. That's too bright. Okay. I was surprised. That's not bad. Oh, and in case you're wondering, this is 4x4, and the little compartments are about 1.25 inches square. That's pretty good. All right, I kind of like the dull green. I don't know how much more of that, if any of that, I have. What's this? And do we want them all the same? Do we want each row the same? Do we want the 4 corners the same? That makes sense to me. Is this green? Not really, Diane. I did, in case anybody cares, I cleaned this out a little bit and organized, so these plain colors, are grouped by color. I don't know how long that'll last. There's more of that. Too bright. Text crossed my mind. Whoops, come here. It's okay. I don't think I particularly care for it. Well, that's okay. It's not very exciting. Do I have something for that? Whoa! We're exploding. And this has got too much red in it, right? Ugh, yeah. That's not bad. Okay, well, I guess I would say we're going to do the middle one different then. Well, I don't think I have enough of this. Maybe the four corners could be that. And then that still leaves the middles. I don't have any kind of dullish red. Nah, I know that's pink, but no. You could paint in there. You don't have paper, you don't want to use paper for some reason. It would be hard. You would probably end up doing the edges, inner edges. I don't even know if you could take that off. It's awfully small. Guess what that would have been? Yes, it was supposed to be a side pocket on a junk drawer and she cut it too short. No, I don't like that. Well, all right, maybe I'll use that. Okay, I'm going to pause. I'm going to put in the background stuff. I'm not sure if I'll put in the stamps or not. I was thinking, you know, it might be nice to bump them up, but they're so thin. I would put them on cardstock first, or really use a cardboard that was pretty close to the edge. I don't know. All right, come back. Okay, the stamps are not glued. The background papers are. So I did 2 red, and then these 2 are the reverse of that green with the big flower on it, which I think is fine. Okay, I was going to jump into the next step. Do we want sequins? Whatever. And Diane thought, you know, actually, white might be better. You know, snow, winter, it would match the red, it would match all the borders. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to paint it white, and then we're going to come back. Did anyone else think of that? It took me a while to catch up. All right, hang on. Okay, this is the next day. I had to put like 4 coats of paint on this. Diane, you did such a perfect job painting. No, I started to try to do a perfect job painting. You know, even with a tiny brush, it is so hard to. So I just slopped over the paint and I put in new paper. Okay? That actually was a lot easier. So these are bumped up. I don't know if you can be able to see that on camera. Just a little piece of corrugated cardboard underneath. I went as far to the edges as I dared. Okay. I do think that looks better than the brown. So it was worth every effort, Diane. I'm sure it was. Okay. I have this eyelash yarn that I'm awfully glad I picked up at a thrift store years ago. It crossed my mind I could go around the edge. That's something. Very wintry looking. I could go across the horizontals there, or at least the top. I don't know if going across every one is too much. I don't think it's too much. And then I had mentioned sequins. I have a little pack here of miscellaneous Christmas mostly stuff. I don't know. if at this point we don't want stuff, I mean, there isn't a lot of room there. However, this stamp is actually, you know, however it was removed from the envelope, it's actually cut. It's crooked there. Does that bug anybody but me? That's not a bad idea. I don't think I like that. Although you are covering up the year and that, what it says. That's okay. Is there a green tree? What is this? Purple. Wow, a purple tree. I hope to never see one. It's the Purple Cow poem, in case you have no idea what I'm talking about. Is there a red one? Yeah, there is. These are vintage, by the way, from a relative that wasn't using them. Okay, I kind of like that. All right, if we do that, do we want another one somewhere or a different shape? There's large stars. I have small stars. I don't think leaves. Kind of goony wreath. I don't think that's going to show up very well. Well, those candles. Well, that's okay. And I have just, you know, typical sequin circles, discs. I think the rest of that stuff is too big. Dang, you're hitting the camera with your hair. Sorry. Then why don't you get tweezers? I don't really have any for crafts. I like to struggle. Makes life more exciting. Punch snowflakes crossed my mind, but I think even these little ones might be too large. Let's give it a go. Well, you almost don't see it because of the white border. Okay, I think we'll nix that. Okay, I think I'm going to play with sequins and add a few here and there. I don't think I'm going to put one in every square. And then something with this. What would you do? I think I kind of like it across. It's more interesting, right? I can't wait to glue that down. You know, you could like make a loop with the top if you wanted to hang it. That's not dumb. Think about that. Okay, when you come back, it'll be done and there's no more painting or fussing with, you know, papers. Okay, hang on. Okay, folks, finished. I did put the yarn on each horizontal. I think it's pretty cool. If you think that's a little much, don't do it. Use a different type of ribbon or yarn. You could trim it. You can kind of push it up. You could push it up and tack it with glue. But I intend to leave it as is. I put star sequins here and then just the ones we already discussed, and that was it. Bow is glued on. I did not do any kind of hanger. I intend to just stand it up. This is awfully narrow. I would probably drill a hole and then like loop a ribbon and knot it. If you have a better idea than that. You could probably actually staple like a ribbon. You could do something like that too on the back. But I'm going to stand it up. So, yay, she finally used this thing. And I wish I would have thought of white first instead of having to repaint it. So when you do one, just start with white. Do yourself a favor. Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.